Peace be upon you, Grade 4. Today we will learn a new grammar rule, which is could and couldn't. Last time we learned about should and shouldn't. We're still in unit number 12, lesson 3 grammar, and a song. I would like you to open your student's book on this page. And before we start with any of the tasks, we're going to learn the rule. Could and couldn't are the past tense of can and can't. This means that the past form of can is could, and the past form of can't is couldn't. So when you want to ask about something in the past, use could. In the present, use can. Let's move to another example. So here, could in the past, can in the present. Could you swim when you were 2 years old? The answer is going to be no, I couldn't, because the question is in the past. Can you swim now? Yes, I can, or no, I can't in the present. So could in the past, can in the present, couldn't in the past, can't in the present. Now we will move to some examples about could and couldn't. Could you play basketball when you were 7? If no, you will say, no, I couldn't, because the answer and the question are in the past. If yes, you will say, yes, I could. Depends on you. Another example. Look at this girl here. She's talking about herself. I'm 10 years old. I can wear my clothes, but I still can't tie my shoes. So here, this girl is talking in the present. She's 10 years old now. She can wear her clothes, but she can't tie her shoes. The tense is different. Now let's move to task number 1, which is read and learn. In this part, here, could and couldn't are the past tense of can and can't. This is the rule that we had done. And now we're moving to these examples. Max couldn't eat his dinner. Do you remember the story of Max? When he had a stomachache and a headache. He ate lots of cakes that day. So Max couldn't eat his dinner, but he could eat lots of cakes. So why do we use couldn't and could here? Because the story happened in the past, and it's already finished. Now let's start with task number 2. Here we have 3 words to put it in the right place. Could, couldn't, and can. Could and couldn't in the past and can in the present. Let's read this dialogue between Sue and May. Sue is the girl holding the photo. She's wearing a pink t-shirt and a white jacket. And May is the girl wearing the blue jacket. Sue: and this is me when I was 4. May: could you swim when you were 4? Sue: no, I. So look at the question up there, number 2. Could you swim when you were 4? So it's something that happens in the past. Sue: no, I. What is the correct answer? No, I couldn't, but I dash now. The word now means in the present, right now. So we use can and can't for the present. The right answer for number 3 is can. but I can now. And you? Yes, I can. I learned to swim when I was 2. Try to complete the rest from number 5 till number 8. You can stop the video right now, put the correct answer, and we will check together. Okay, so let's check the answers together. For task number 2, write. We have 8 spaces. The first one is already done for us, which is could. The second one is going to be couldn't. The third one and fourth one, can. Number 5 is could. Number 6 is couldn't. Number 7 is could. And number 8 is can. Please put the correct answer in the place. Number 8 is can. Why? Let's read together. Only one, but now I can speak two. I can speak to because of now. This means in the present. So we use can for the present. Could and couldn't for the past. Now let's move to task number 3, which is speaking. Ask and answer. You can use some of these verbs. I want you to notice that it's written here task number 4. This is by mistake. It's not task number 4, it's task number 3. So, ask and answer. You can use some of these verbs. So we have these verbs inside this box. Read, ride a bike, use a phone, write in English, count to 10. Now we will make questions. What could you do when you were 5 years old? What couldn't you do? Look at the bubble here. When I was 5, I could play all day, but I couldn't read. So we can make these answers as these questions here, or we can write as sentences. I'm going to show you the answer. I would like you to open your notebooks and write the answers. So for example, here we have a boy and a girl, Sam and Sarah, and we will have a dialogue between them. Look at the words in red color. Could you read a story when you were 3 years old? Sam is asking Sarah, and she says, "No, I couldn't, but now I can." Could. He's asking her in the past when she was 3 years old. So she couldn't do that when she was 3 years old, but now she can do it. Now means in the present. Second thing. Could you ride a bike when you were 7 years old? Sam answers, "Yes, I could. It was easy to learn. What about you?" Sarah says, "No, I couldn't. I still can't." So this means that she could not ride a bicycle when she was 7 years old, and she still can do it right now. Sam, can you use the phone and call someone? Sarah, "Yes, I can. What about you?" "No, I can't. My mom don't allow me." So this is a dialogue between Sarah and Sam, and now we're moving to speak in the form of questions. So Sarah is asking Sam, "What could you do when you were 5 years old?" Sam says, "I could write some words in English." Sarah, "What about counting? Could you count?" Sam says, "No, I couldn't." "What about you?" Sarah says, "Yes, I could." She counted from 1 to 100. Could and couldn't in the past, as I told you. Can and can't in the present. Look at can here. Now I can. I still can't. Okay, so now we will move to task number 4, which is listen and sing. And the name of this sing is When I Was a Baby. I would like you to listen carefully and enjoy it.
When I was a baby.
When I was a baby, I could sleep and dream. I could only drink milk and cry and scream. When I was a baby, I couldn't talk. I couldn't go to school and I couldn't walk. But now that I am older, I can go to school. I can read and play. Growing up is cool.
After listening to the song, let's open our workbooks on page 88. This is how the page looks like, and we're going to do the first part that is related to our lesson, which is grammar 2. Task number 1. Write. You have a box here with the words could, couldn't, can, and can't. Don't forget that could and couldn't, we use them in the past. Can and can't are used in the present. Look at the photo here of this girl. She's holding a photo and she says, 9 years ago, I was a happy baby. And now she's talking about herself. When I was a baby, I couldn't walk or talk, but I sleep and play every day. This sentence is in the past. She's talking about herself in the past, 9 years ago when she was a baby. So what is the correct word to put here? When I was a baby, I couldn't walk or talk, but is it could, can, or can't? Think of the correct answer. Let's continue reading. Now I have to go to school every day, so I play all day anymore. Now, in the present. So now she's 9 years old, she go to school every day, and she what? She can or can't play all day anymore. But now, ride a bike, swim, and speak 2 languages. Look at this word here now. This means in the present. Can you guess the correct answers? Okay then, let's check together. The first one is done for us, which is couldn't. The second one is could. Third one is can't. Fourth one is can. So now let's read it one more time with the correct answers. When I was a baby, I couldn't walk or talk, but do you remember the answer? But I could sleep and play every day. Now, I have to go to school every day, so I can't play all day anymore, but here, number 4. But now I can ride a bike, swim, speak 2 languages. That's it for task number 1. Let's move to task number 2. Task number 2 is write about what people could and couldn't do 200 years ago. 200 years ago means in the past. Look at the words we have inside this box. Use a computer, write with a feather, watch TV, go to school by horse and cart. Number 1. What could people do 200 years ago? What couldn't they do 200 years ago? So we have to write 2 sentences about what could people do 200 years ago and 2 other sentences on what couldn't they do 200 years ago. So the first one starts with people could. Let's think about it. People could do what 200 years ago? People could write with feather. People could write with a feather 200 years ago. The other sentence, people could go to school by horse and cart. What they couldn't do 200 years ago. Of course they couldn't use a computer. So the sentence is, people couldn't use a computer 200 years ago. The other sentence we are writing, people couldn't watch TV 200 years ago. So now let's check the answers together. Please write these answers on your workbook. And if you don't know the meaning of cart, this is a cart here, and this is the horse. So we will read the answers for one more time together. What people could do 200 years ago. People write with feather 200 years ago. And people could go to school by horse and cart 200 years ago. What people couldn't do 200 years ago. People couldn't watch TV 200 years ago. And people couldn't use a computer 200 years ago. Your homework is going to be to write 2 sentences, one with using could and the other one with using couldn't. All the best.